Good morning, my name's Ryan Littlestone from forexflow.live. Here we are into a new week and more excitement once again at the start of the week. We're seeing a bit of a risk-off tone going on, a lot of news picking up. At the moment, we've got the virus cases jumping, countries looking at further lockdown. That's across Europe, across the UK. We've had blather out this morning from the medical officers and the health minister. And we've also had a bit of a rumble in stocks with this news on banks that apparently have been carrying on with money laundering despite having previously been pulled up by authorities and fined and whatnot. And there's more cases in that. So we're seeing banking sector stocks hit, and with the virus and restrictions and lockdowns potentially coming, that's another economic hit that stocks are seeing at the moment. So we've had a bit of a sell-off in markets, and one pair I'm looking at is the dollar versus the yen. And there's a bit of a double whammy for this pair because it's been suffering recently, particularly over the last week or so. And now it's getting this extra news, if you like, today on top of it. So what we're seeing is a bit of a mix of two things. One, we're seeing a lot of running into the yen at the moment. That's been pretty prevalent over the last couple of weeks. And that's really taking the hold of the safety haven trade on board itself, if you like, because we're not seeing the same sort of reaction against the Swissy as you might expect. Now, obviously, you've got the S&B involved there, so that might be muddying the waters. But looking at dollar yen, and what I'm looking at is the monthly chart, because really what we're seeing now is this pair basically on a precipice. We're on there's a real possibility that we could see a break here below this 104 level that we're seeing at today. And the next stop is potentially going to be 100, and that's in itself is a big, huge level. So looking at the monthly chart here, we've pretty much got as I say, a line in the sand here. We've held up today at 104. We've had a couple of attempts there, and we've held it. Now, we know this morning we found out that there's barrier action going on at the big figure there. It's naturally going to be a support point. So there's a bit of action going in there. It seems to have put a temporary bottom in at the moment today. Whether that holds or not, we don't know. But as we've seen this pair over the last couple of weeks, as you can see from the chart there, the monthly chart, it's been downhill all the way. And that came pretty much a break of 105.80 up above. We had this sort of range that I spoke about previously, sort of 105.80, 106.20, 30, 40, and we were just sitting in that area doing nothing. We've had the breakdown below. The Fed was no help either. The market was looking for more dovish Fed. They didn't really get anything there in the FOMC. And as I say, this is a lot, I feel, very much yen-led. So it's coming from the yen side. And that's something that you need to be aware of, because this is a big pair. It has two big swings in it. Another follower is obviously the US yields. And we can see at times this pair following yields, and sometimes it detaches. But anyway, going back to the bigger picture, looking at this monthly chart, as I say, this 104 level is very important. As you can see from the chart there, we've got the 200 monthly moving average down there. That's around 103.85 at the moment. So a break under that level is going to be very, very big potentially. And as I say, it could be a pretty fast stop or pretty fast trip down to this big 100 level. So for trading at the moment, the bounces are very weak. Anywhere we get up to this sort of 105 area, that's where we're potentially going to be seeing sellers coming in. But we're not even seeing it get that far. If we look at the intraday chart just from last week, you know, it's bounced from the lows up to 104.40. These bounces are very weak. So it's a seller's market at the moment. So keep an eye on this level here. If we do get a break, then that's potentially a trade to go with. Something I'm looking at, maybe I'll set a stop below that 103.80 level, maybe a bit lower, maybe 70s, 60s, just to catch a breakthrough. On the other side, if we see it break and then come back up and hold this 104 area, that's another indication to go with a break. And then if it does, we'll see if we get down to this big 100 level. So that's what we're looking at the moment for this pair. It is very bearish at the moment, so bear that in mind. And as always, I wish you luck with your trading.